Llanudale, Ijagatahi, Yawatstohti, Gioi, Yawasa. When I was young, I remember going with my family to gather wild onions. We'd swim, play in the creek, and be out all afternoon gathering the onions. Mom always had a pot of beans cooking on the stove. We'd help Mom clean the onions, and then she would cut them up and prepare them for our meal. I heard and learned a lot of our Cherokee language during those times and can remember all the stories my elders shared with us about our Cherokee life and values. Before European contact, North America was full of indigenous people living in balance with earth, water, life, and even death. Each tribe had their own language, songs, and traditional foods. We gathered plants and herbs to use as food and for medicinal purposes. Water was sacred. Wild game was used for food and shelter. Prayers were always being offered to the Creator. It was about survival. It was a way of life. Traditional foods have always been good for us. They have vitamin A, iron, fiber, calcium, and protein. They cover all the food groups except dairy. Strong bodies, minds, and hearts were developed by the sheer amount of exercise our ancestors did to gather their daily food. Indian babies were breastfed, and their mother's milk provided all the nutrients they needed. With the Cherokee forced removal in 1838, our tribe left behind our sacred grounds, traditional foods, hunting grounds, and a way of life we had known for generations. Slowly, childhood obesity came among us, and we began having to create new Cherokee words for diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, which are all modern lifestyle diseases that can be prevented. How do we reconnect ourselves with that sacred way of life? How do we teach our children how to develop strong bodies, minds, and hearts, while at the same time teaching them our Cherokee language and culture? Today, the Cherokee Nation Healthy Nation program is partnering with our communities and schools to promote healthy lifestyles. We are developing community gardens and gathering traditional foods within the 14 counties of our Cherokee Nation. Come join us. Traditional foods and cultural practices have always been a part of who I am. I am Cherokee. I am indigenous. I don't know any way to be but Indian.